Delaware's transit service, moving forward.
New tonight, it was a quick verdict for the man accused of killing Delmar police officer Corporal Keith Heacook. Plus, Wilmington's residency requirement is back in the news, and free household items will be available to you on Friday. We'll let you know what and where. Those stories and much more straight ahead tonight on DETV News. Hello and welcome to DETV News. I'm Matt Ford. Thanks for joining us this evening. Making headlines today, calling the number of open positions in the city of Wilmington a, quote, crisis. Mayor Mike Przicki is hiring new employees without enforcing a residency requirement. The mayor recently sought legal advice from city attorneys who deemed that the old residency requirement is moot because the city council has not affirmed the requirement 14 months after it was given the authority to do so by the Delaware General Assembly. City council members will vote this Thursday night on an ordinance that removes the city's residency requirement for non-elected employees, disbands the city officer and employee residency review board, and deletes a requirement that city employees file an annual declaration of residency with Human Resources. Several city council members gathered outside City Hall on Monday to express their opposition to removing the requirement in its entirety, calling for compromise or to put the question into the voters' hands in a citywide referendum. Council members said the requirement, which now stands at 5 years, improves the sense of community among employees and that talented people can be found right here in Wilmington. Wilmington has grappled with the issue for years, claiming that residency requirements have traditionally made hiring employees more difficult. City officials expect the applicant pool to grow substantially without this residency requirement. Currently, there are 92 open positions in Wilmington, including critical employee positions such as engineers, planners, attorneys, police officers, sanitation drivers, as well as 911 dispatchers. And after reviewing all agreed upon facts, it took Sussex County Judge no less than an hour to find a Delmar man guilty of killing Delmar police officer Corporal Keith Heacook. Brandon Wilkerson was convicted of 16 counts after a one-day stipulated trial, meaning that both the state and the defense agreed to the facts of the case. There was also numerous exhibits, including videos and body camera footage that was shown in court. Heacook died several days after he was brutally beaten when responding to a call back in April of 2021. Wilkerson will be sentenced on December 8th. And the Delaware State Fire Marshal's office is investigating a fire that heavily damaged a house trailer down in Lewis. One person was found dead inside the trailer. The blaze, reported around 2:30 a.m., occurred on McNichol Place inside the McNichol Place mobile home community that's near Savannah Road. Firefighters arrived on the scene with an active fire inside the dwelling. State fire investigators were on the scene this morning searching for the fire's origin and its cause. A little further north, a Smyrna police detective is facing federal child sexual exploitation laws charges. Prosecutors with the U.S. Attorney's Office in Delaware say 33-year-old Michael Anthony Kilty distributed child pornography via his Snapchat account. The Justice Department says federal agents executed a search warrant at his home on September 22nd and found additional child pornography in his Snapchat account. Kilty has been charged with distribution and possession of child pornography. In 2017, Kilty received the Attorney General's Award for Legal Excellence. If convicted of distributing child pornography, the man faces up to 20 years in prison. If convicted of possession, he faces a maximum of 10 years. And the treasurer of a Delaware Girl Scout troop has been charged with felony theft of more than $12,000. This is according to Delaware State Police. The 52-year-old Frankford woman, seen here, was treasurer of the troop for more than 4.5 years. During that time, she made unauthorized purchases with a card and issued a cash fraudulent checks, according to police. Police met in January with leaders from the Girl Scouts of Chesapeake Bay, which serves all of Delaware and parts of Maryland as well as Virginia. The former treasurer turned herself in late last week and was released on her own recognizance. The Delaware Department of Justice's Community Engagement Unit is hosting a community pop-up event to share free resources with the community. These include diapers, clothing items, household items, mental health and substance use resources, as well as flu and COVID vaccinations. Food and beverages will also be available. This is all happening on Friday, October 20th at the Adams 4 Shopping Center. That address is 800 West 4th Street in Wilmington. And Lieutenant Governor Bethany Hall-Long and NFL Hall of Famer Randy White joined forces with Delaware coaches and student athletes both in Newcastle and Kent counties over the weekend to kick off the Coaches versus Overdoses initiative. The program aimed at preventing opioid abuse and encouraging safe medication disposal among student athletes here in Delaware. The two-day event, held at McCain High School in Wilmington and Caesar Rodney High School in Camden, took place during National Substance Abuse Prevention Month, which helps to educate communities about the dangers of substance abuse, especially among younger Americans. Hall-Long and Randy White, a native Delawarean, were featured speakers during halftimes of both of the games. White spoke at his alma mater, McCain, about the recent loss of his son-in-law due to prescription drug overdose. The initiative includes take-home drug tests, public service announcements, books for the athletes, and free take-home disposal kits for medications. According to the National Institutes for Health, more than 28% of student athletes will receive an opioid prescription at some point. This is one of the highest rates of any student population. As of September of this year, a total of 360 people died in Delaware of a suspected drug overdose. And more than 70 business and community leaders will take over the reins at Delaware schools this week. It's all part of the annual Delaware Principal for a Day program, hosted by the Delaware State Chamber of Commerce. The Chamber's workforce development affiliate, called the Partnership, Inc., strategically places leaders in middle and high schools throughout the first state. Throughout the week, participants will experience a day in the life of a principal and play a role in the development of Delaware's future workforce. Business leaders were asked what industries they could offer expertise in, and principals were asked to identify industries of need and their goals coming out for Principal for a Day. And Speak English 5 Sports Communication Group held a mentorship initiation day at the Chase Fieldhouse last Friday. The purpose of the day was to welcome students as mentees into various programs run by Speak English 5, which connects young students with mentors. Many of the mentors come from the women in professional sports component of Speak English 5. Mentees range in age from 5 years old to adults who are part of the career development aspect of this organization. Also offered was programs for parents, including cooking demonstrations, life coaching, career development information, yoga, as well as a panel discussion. The panel discussion and events can be seen on the organization's YouTube channel. And a lifelong dream for Milton Community Food Pantry finally became reality with the opening of a new warehouse. The new 1,500 square foot building will handle the pantry's food storage and preparation. Officials say it will also cut down on waiting times, increase efficiency, and expand the pantry's food rescue program. U.S. Senator Tom Carper said the work of the pantry is important to not only help people in need, but also to help people in need to take the next step to becoming self-sustaining. The facility is located on Union Street Extension in Milton. The Delaware chapter of the National Coalition of 100 Black Women held a gentleman's cook-off. A night in Paris was the theme over the weekend, and it was attended by more than 200 people. The event was held at the Hagley Soda House Museum, located in Wilmington, and guests dressed their finest Paris-themed attire, as you can see here. 12 chefs served up everything from banana pudding to salmon provençal. The 2023 People's Choice winner was Milton Downing, who whipped up a bean-centric cassoulet. All benefits from the event benefit Delaware Black women and girls. And it's almost basketball season, if you can believe it. The Philadelphia 76ers held a free blue versus white scrimmage presented by Ticketmaster on Saturday at the Chase Fieldhouse. The open practice style event also featured new 76ers head coach Nick Nurse and the 2023-2024 roster as the team continues its preparation for the upcoming season. The 76ers season tips off Thursday, October 26th, that's next week, against the Bucks in Milwaukee. The home opener for the defending G League champion, the Bluecoats, is scheduled for Friday, November 10th, against the Westchester Knicks at the Chase Fieldhouse. Details on tickets can be found at bluecoats.team. And before we go, Chasten Buttigieg, husband of Transportation Secretary Pete Buttigieg, will visit the Lewis Public Library this Saturday, October 21st. He'll be there for a book signing and discussion of his memoir called I Have Something to Tell You, which has been newly adapted for young adults. Buttigieg has rewritten his best-selling memoir about growing up gay in a small Midwestern town. The story follows his journey as he first keeps his identity hidden for a long, painful time. Registration is required and participants will be asked to select either a virtual or in-person attendance. You can find more information on the Lewis Public Library's website, seen there on your screen. And that's going to do it for us tonight here at DETV News. Be sure to like and follow us across your favorite social media platform. And for a look at what's happening all around the state of Delaware, head to our website. That's detvch.com. With tonight's news, I'm Matt Ford. Join Lauren Wilson tomorrow night when DETV News continues at 7:30. We'll see you then.